All right, what's going on? I appreciate every one of you being here. I know you all want to just watch that Democratic convention. I know you've been waiting on that, and I appreciate you being here with me instead of listening to all that great truth that they're going to spew across America tonight. But we're not going to do a lot of politics. I just wanted to open up with that and thank you all for being here instead of, pissing your time away on that garbage. Let's see what we got in the house. We'll go right to the roll call here. Pauline was first. All right. And then there's Glenn, the man from Texas. All right. I want to say good evening to everyone. Wanda's in the house. Appreciate it so much, y'all. Debbie and Rob's with us. We got to get back to the gun range. I got a couple of toys I got to try out. I got one I'm working on. I'm waiting on a part. But as soon as I get that and get it together, then we're going to be back to gun range. That's for sure.
I got a new toy too.
Yeah. She got a new toy this week too. Wish we could share that with you, but this is a live feed. And if we show those, guess what? They cut me off. But there's a little hint here. Let's see if anybody can pick up on it. Who else we got in the house here? Texas Raider. Yep, there's my man right there. Saw you last night over on Rural Speed. I really enjoy those feeds he does. There's my girl from Arkansas. A week and a half we had football. 1.5 weeks we had college football. Real football. So, man, you get to talk trash at least one weekend this year. Who else we got down here? Jeffrey's in the house. He and his mom, he uses his mom's account, and I appreciate it. You need to join us at Triple N, buddy. Triple N Ranch down there. It's like right in between you and us, It's right in between us. And you would enjoy it. I know you would. Tammy Joe's in the house. Yep. Tennessee's representing as well right there. Thank you so much for being here. Who else we got down here? There's Buzz, my man Buzz right there. He's in the house. Come on down. Let's see who we got. We got quite a few here tonight already, and that's great. Carrie made it back. Thank you so much. All the way from Great Falls, Washington. That's a long way from here. What is it, 5 o'clock out there? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Who else we got? David T's with us. And I know Lynn is here somewhere. I saw her.
Yep.
But I missed her over here on my screen, I guess. Husky Mama's back with us. Did your brother-in-law enjoy that little gift he got? I hope so. There's Lynn right there. Thank you so much, Lynn, for being with us. I knew she was here somewhere. And there's the Iowa crowd. Yep. J1's in the house. Come on down. There's Craig. Did you get my message about the GMRS channel? I sent you a text message today. We hang out on channel 21 repeater on GMRS, and I sent you my call sign. So if you ever want to get on there and talk, let me know. There's Swackhammer right there. There's the man. I still want to steal your name.
Got a new one coming up here.
Who we got here?
Hank Palma.
Oh, Hank Palma. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it so much. All right. As you can see, everybody gets a wrench here because I trust everybody. This is my community. If you want a wrench, come on back 2 more times. We're going to hook you up. You're going to get a wrench. All right. But thank you for being here tonight. I truly do appreciate it. Nobody's going to call out the elephant in the room.
Not yet.
No, nobody's called it out yet. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because I think it's kind of funny. Anybody know what that is? Can you tell me what that is? Anybody? Come on, take a guess. Nobody wants to guess. All right.
Michelle
Dinner?
said pizza. Yeah, Jeff said dinner.
Yeah, pizza. No. We're about to get into that.
Case and a toy case. We're getting close.
We're about to get into that right there, Glenn. Just hang on, buddy.
Kathy C, her gun case.
Yep, you got it.
Michelle said gun case too.
Yeah, gun case.
And
It's
so did
Pam's
Rebecca.
gun case. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. She saw that yesterday. Was it yesterday we were
A
out
couple
shopping?
days ago in Walmart. School
In Walmart, it's in the school section. It's a pencil box. She walked up and showed it to me, and she said, "Look at the gun case," and I almost fell over on the floor. That was hilarious. I think I finally transformed this city girl into a redneck woman.
I didn't think
All
pencil case. I thought they put a gun case in the wrong section.
Yeah, she never thought about it, never gave it a second
Until I
thought.
looked at the label and I'm like, oh my God. My gun fits
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, never gave it a second thought, and I thought that was pretty funny. But we're not going to talk a lot of politics tonight. There's a bunch of garbage going on. We know that. It's all over the TV. We're going to get into some important stuff because we see what's coming. We got to get serious about these preps, guys. We got to step them up. But there is a couple of topics I got to touch on here today. And the first one is the one that Glenn brought up right there, where the dock workers contract runs out at the end of September. And it looks like they might be going on strike. They'll probably avert that. They're going to have to step in. The government's going to have to step in and do something to try to stop it, with it being election year especially. But another thing did happen today. The Canadian railroad workers went on strike. Their government did not step in to stop it. So all of their railways are kind of dead right now. They're all got the brakes on. They're all parked. And we get a lot of stuff from Canada. People don't realize that. We actually get a lot of oil from Canada too on rail, not just by a pipeline. But I don't know if this will have a big effect. It could have. We just have to kind of watch it and see what happens. I don't know if the Canadian government's going to step in and put a stop to it, but they might. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, look at what they did to the truckers. They just stepped in and stomped them. They'll probably do the same thing to the rail workers. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. What else we got going here? Another thing that could affect us, actually, I don't know if you would say here at home or abroad, but it's going to affect us, that's for sure. Hamas pretty much told Blinken while he was over there trying to negotiate peace between them and Israel, they told him to, stick it, get out, go on. They didn't want to talk to him. And that's not going to look good, especially with them trying to appease Islamic voters right now. That's all that the Democrats are into right now. Just trying to appease Michigan and the other Islamic voters around the country. But that didn't help them one bit. When Hamas told them to get out, then that's kind of a signal to all of the Islamic people here in the United States. So they didn't like that, that's for sure. But like I said, we're not going to talk a lot of politics. We are going to touch on a few things. Don't know if you guys heard about this. Back in March, Biden told the military to step it up and get ready for a nuclear war with Russia, China, and North Korea. This just came out the other day. I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but it did happen. He told them that they have to step it up, and things ain't looking good. They're really not. Just to you guys, thank you all for being here. All right. Looks like Farmer dropped in. There he is right there. And Devon dropped in. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. He said good morning to everybody. He's a long way from here if he's saying good morning, that's for sure. Tell everybody where you are, brother. But with the things going on politically the way they are, and the government actually telling our military to get ready to step it up for a nuclear attack, not looking good, guys. Now, I don't know if our government could actually stop anything from happening, like we're going to talk about tonight, an EMP or a grid down situation from a cyber attack. But they need to step it up, that's for sure. We know they've hit our banking system. They've taken down hospitals, they've taken down businesses, they've actually taken down infrastructure in several parts of the country over the last year, which with these cyber attacks, And we know these are just trial runs. You know, that if they can do that, then they can take it all out. So we got to get ready for it, guys. But cell phones, yeah, they hit the cell phones too. You're right, Rebecca. They sure did. Hit our internet, like I said, but they've taken out cell phones. They're just dipping their toe. Right now, they're just dipping their toe, trying to see, test the waters, see what it's like. But I have no doubt they have the capability to do it, just zap it. Just like an EMP or a CME. All of those kind of wrap into one, because each one of those would have the same effect on our country if they ever happened. So that's what we got to get ready for. A lot of people are just not ready for what's coming. And I really believe it is coming. I do. What we got here? They'd hurt us bad with an EMP. Got to protect your electronics, get books and things. You're always searching for online. Absolutely. Get books. Go online and print books. There's a lot of free books out there with a lot of valuable information that you could use when everything goes down. But we're going to get into some of that to try to get you ready, because I honestly believe, there's a lot of talk out there in the political world and some of the, emergency services, in the realm of emergency services. There's a lot of talk about how the October surprise that they always get, during election year, there's indications this year that it will be a grid down situation. Now, we know a CME is not scheduled for the election, but an EMP or a cyber attack absolutely could be. That could absolutely be it. Love your homemade 12-volt power bank. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. I actually did two of them, one with 2 batteries and one with just 1 battery. So hopefully you got to look at both of them. But things like that's what we have to get ready with, guys. Those power banks that I have, I got my little 1 battery unit right here. I got my 2 battery unit in storage somewhere else. But I know that the charge controllers on those are going to die. They'll be zapped if we do get an EMP. But I've got backups, and that's something we're going to talk about here in just a minute. But let's get on with it.
APT, we have a new person there, or it doesn't have a wrench person, if they've been here before.
Oh, what we got here? Yep, that's the one. Yeah, appreciate it. Super easy. That's right. It is super easy.
We're talking seeds. You didn't catch the conversation.
We're
talking plants.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the generator.
we were talking.
My
plants.
problem. My bad. Sorry, guys. What we got here? EMP, CME. What about water spouts in the med sinking yachts? Yeah, that was just a freak thing, but it does happen. I'm sure it happens. It's happened more than once, but it was bad. That's just, that's something you can't prepare for. If you're out in a boat and one of them things drop down on you, you just can't prepare for that. But thank you. Appreciate it, Hank. But, I know how that can happen, because I got trapped in a tornado once playing baseball. I was in the outfield, and a tornado sky turned terrible. And all of a sudden, a funnel cloud dropped down, and I'm out in the outfield with nowhere to go. So, there ain't no way to prepare for that. You just got to drop and pray, buddy. Pray hard too. Like I did. That's what I did. That's for
That's
sure.
why we like hurricanes.
Yeah, with hurricanes, we get a warning at least.
At least a week. We're not ready. It's our own fault.
Yeah. But let's get back on to where we were. Who we got here? SSH0111. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. All right. But right now we're going to talk about grid down situations. We're going to do an EMP or a CME right off the bat. We're going to do that first, because that's what we're here to talk about. If you're out and about, tooling around, all of a sudden your car stops, bang, what you going to do? Are you ready for that? Do you have what you need in your vehicle if that happens?
I do.
Yes, we do. But if it does, if your car just all of a sudden dies radio's not working, you're not sure what's going on, check that cell phone, because you're probably not going to have cell service if it's a CME or an EMP. You're probably, well, most certainly not going to have cell service if it killed your vehicle, that's for sure. But that's one way to make sure, is just check your cell phone. See if you got service, see if your phone's dead, whatever. But right then, I mean, you know what you got to do. You got to strap on that get home bag. Hopefully you got a good pair of hiking boots in the vehicle with you. I keep both. You know, I got hiking boots. I got walking shoes, of course, that I usually wear those every day, but I've got that get home bag, and you should have some kind of backup communications there. I've shown you guys before, in each one of our vehicles, we have a little handheld radio, ham radios. We keep them in Mylar bags to keep them protected from an EMP or a CME. You should have those. But like I said, right away, just check that cell phone. It'll let you know if it was the big one or if your car just died. It's that simple.
Plus, if you're having trouble with the heat, the weight of your backpack, you can do like me and get a rolling.
Yep. You don't have to have a backpack like I have, or
I can do it either way.
A big bag. Get you like a roll-around case. That's what Lady Prepper has.
It looks like a backpack, but it's got wheels.
It looks like a backpack, but it has the extendable handle, and it has wheels on it, and she can just kind of tug it along. So if you think you can't carry one, get you one of those. You know, they work great. What we got going on here? A lot of my electronics are in Mylar bag. That's where they should be. Absolutely. You might want to do what I did with mine. I wrapped like my backup radios, stuff like that, extra TV, you know, whatever. I wrapped them in tinfoil, and then you put them in a Mylar bag. That way you got double protection, and you know that, you know, nothing's going to happen to them. But what's next here? What are we going to do next? All right. When you do get home, you know, you got to make a beeline for home. That's for sure. But when you do get home, first thing you got to do is check for electrical fires and use your senses. You know, sight, you know, check everything. Look around your entire house. Check all your appliances, you know, all your electronic components, and smell. You know, everybody knows how an electrical fire smells. It has a particular smell.
Yes, it does.
And you'll pick up on that if it's happening. And then listen, you know. You might hear something sizzling or something like that. You never know. But just look, listen, and smell. You want to do that, go through your whole house. You want to check everything. That's for sure. And then next up, first thing you need to do, because you know if you have your electronics, you know, protected in a Faraday cage or an EMP bags or whatever, when first thing you want to do if you're at home, or like I say, when you get home from your hefty little hike, start filling containers with water. Your bathtub, you know, your sinks, jugs, pitchers, whatever. And buy a reserve bladder like that right there that goes into your bathtub. They're very inexpensive. I linked one below down in the description box. And this right here is all it is, right here. It's that size. It's easy to store. You can stick it away somewhere. It has the hose. It has a hose in here that goes right from your faucet into that bladder, and it has a little hand pump where you can pump the water out of there. It don't just sit in your tub. You can pump it out, you know, and do what you got to do with it. But get you one of those. Those, I think it was like $30 maybe is what it cost you. But for every bathtub you have, you need to get one of those. Get them while they're cheap. Get them before you need them. That's for sure. That's what we're talking about here. What's up, X? How's it going on, buddy? All right. Thank you very much for being here. Go over and check his channel out, guys, if you hadn't. XNYC OG Prepper. Go over and check that channel out. Go over and check out Rebecca's Happy Homestead, too. She got a lot of good gardening tips over there. All right, what we got going here? Let me look in the comments here. What we got? We have bathtub bladder, multiple trash cans outside, filled water. There you go. Whatever you could put water in, if you have to, put that water in there right away. Do it instantly. Now, a lot of people are going to say that, there you go. He clicked on that link. Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it, buddy. You can see it's cheap, guys. But a lot of people will say, okay, if the EMP knocks out everything, there's no water pressure. Well, that might be true in some places. But you got to think about the elevation changes or the landscape where you live. Now, if you live like down in the bottom, I know in Tennessee, where I'm from, there's lots of houses that are elevated, apartment complexes, way up high above a lot of homes that are, down in the lower areas. Well, that water that's in those pipes, gravity is going to feed it down to the low point. So even if the water pumps aren't working, you might get some water. All you have to do is open that spigot. And all that water on those higher elevations is going to drain down in that pipe and run into your open faucet. It's that simple. We've covered that before.
Rebecca says she's going to fill her washing machine.
Yeah, everything. Fill everything that will hold water. And one resource for water that a lot of people overlook when they don't have any water is their toilet tanks. Toilet tanks hold about 3 gallons of water. So, if you're ever in a situation where your water ain't running, you need some water, and it's drinkable, it might not taste great. No, not out of the toilet bowl, out of the toilet tank. Okay. But that is a source for some quick water if you ever need it, guys. All right, what are we going to do next? Here we go. Check your reserve electronics. You should have some stuff wrapped, like I said, or put into a Faraday cage. Okay, is anybody still there? Am I there? My internet dropped out. I'm sorry, guys.
There, now we're back.
That happened last week. Sorry, guys. This is getting ridiculous. I will be raising hell with my internet provider tomorrow. That's 2 weeks in a row this has happened. Thanks to those that stuck around. I totally lost where I was, that's for sure. Right here. Here we go. That's where I was. Make sure you check all of the stuff that you have stored away in your EMP cages or that you have in an EMP bag. Dang, I lost my flow, man. I'm ticked. I'm just pissed off. Sorry, guys. I truly am sorry. But check all of those emergency backup components you have. Check them right away. It's make sure that they still work. There will be emergency broadcast radio on in any of the cases that will take out the grid, an EMP, a CME, or a cyber attack. There will be backup power sources that the government has to transmit emergency broadcast. So you will still be getting some of that. That will help you out.
We've had a couple suggestions to take a sip of your apple juice.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. You're right. I'm pissed.
Glenn said we need an internet backup. I don't know how that works, but
what we got? I got a couple of more here I want to touch on before I go. One more right here is if you are at home and everything goes out, check any vehicles that you have, your car, your truck, your ATV, your RV. If they're still running, hide them somewhere. If you don't have a garage, you can hide them in, pull them around behind the house. A lot of people have probably even could go so far as to buy some camo netting. But that would help, that's for sure. What you laughing at over there, woman?
JS says, good test here. What if this was an EMP? Would anyone know what happened to OP?
That's right. I could be dead. It might have went up over my head.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
But this is just a few of the tips. A few of the tips got hoops, hot spot. There we go. Same thing happened last week. That's what ticks me off. I actually changed internet services so I would have a more reliable internet.
And we haven't had trouble.
And I only have trouble. This is something else that kind of takes me off. I only have trouble when I'm doing my live stream.
2 weeks in a row.
I don't know. Maybe they're watching me and they don't want me to get the word out. Yeah, I hope I'm that important to somebody. But let me go on here. All right, now here we go. If you are at home, let me get back serious here. Ugh.
Sorry, that was funny. Though.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. When you're at home and you're settled in, you got to shelter in place until you get more information about what's going on. Hopefully it won't be a nuclear attack. Hopefully it'll be something like we're talking about here. Something to just knock out the grid. But right away, you have to decide if you're going to stay where you are or if you're going to bug out. I would suggest that the majority of you should stay where you are. You should have where you live, where all of your supplies are, where most of your stuff is. You need to have that fortified in some way and just be ready to hunker down and ride out whatever the problem is. But if you do decide to bug out, make sure you have a route and a destination planned out before you go anywhere. And if you have team members, make sure that they know that route and that destination so they can meet you there, or they can go the same route that you're going to just in case you have trouble along the way. But that's if you got to get out. And that's the plan you need to have in place. But the majority of the time, I'm going to say bug in, And like I said, there's a few things you have to do right after all of those steps that we just went through. There's a few things you need to do. You need to inventory your food and your gear right off the bat. Make sure you know what you have. Make sure it's ready. I'm sure it would be, or it wouldn't be there with you. That's one thing. But right away, you start rationing your food and your water. If you want to sit down and write out a scale, you're gonna use this much water a day. If you have to write out a menu, write that menu out and stick to it. But ration those supplies right off the bat, because you don't know how long you're going to be there. Next thing you need to do is create a defensive plan. Create a plan to protect where you are and what you have. That involves having the proper tools to do it, having the personnel to do it. Hopefully you will have enough people there to help you do that. But that's a must do right off the bat if you're bugged in. And finally, this is the one that a lot of people overlook. You got to dig your latrine, guys. Because if the toilets aren't working, you don't want to be using them. Because if you do, that gets nasty. After a couple of days, you don't want to be around that. That's for damn sure.
Unless you're like Rebecca, you have a septic tank. You can run water down them, right?
Yeah, but are you going to want to waste that water?
Yeah.
If you have plenty of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're on a septic, or even if you're on a sewer, you might be able to do that for a while. If you have the water, you can bucket in and flush your toilets. But a lot of people don't have access to that much water. That's a lot of water. So, dig a latrine if you have to, a good distance away from your house, good depth. Good depth is about 4 feet, minimum 4 feet. Eventually you're going to have to move that. But if you build a good latrine, 4 feet deep, maybe 4 feet wide, 4 feet, 4 foot square, build you a little something to set over it and use it as a restroom. It's going to last you a good long time, because the ground is going to soak up a lot of that as you go. So that's an ugly thought that a lot of people overlook, but you're going to have to make that plan, guys, and you're going to have to be ready to do it. All right. I'm glad I got back with you. I will definitely be talking to my internet service tomorrow. I had a good flow going. I think it was vital information that you all needed to know. Most of you probably already knew it, but there's nothing wrong with coming on here and saying, hey, make sure you got these things in place. Make sure you have this plan in place. You have this equipment. Every now and then you just got to do that. You got to kind of pump yourself up and make sure you're ready. Because right now it ain't looking good, guys. We got looks like we're going to have a war on 2 fronts at least, in Israel and maybe in Taiwan. And you never know, they might attack here. But they're not going to do it with conventional weapons. Not going to do it. If they do attack the United States, it will be with an EMP. Or you might get some terrorist attack with some dirty bombs. But that's all it's going to take for the government to lock you down and tell you you can't leave home. So you will be bugged in. And you need to be ready for that. So again, sorry for the interruption.
Yep.
Think what you got.
FNG 910 wants to know when the next meet and greet is.
Actually, all right. I'm gonna say something here I wasn't gonna say right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Think about putting together a new team. The guys on my team, a couple of them's kind of faded away. Another one I hadn't heard from in a while. So I'm thinking about putting together a new team. If I can find us a location, I'll get to work on that and do a meet and greet with you guys.
Could he be talking about shooting too? Was he there when you were shooting? I don't know.
Could be. We'll see.
I don't know who met you last time at the range.
Yeah, but that's something I'm going to work on. Susan, yep, you're right. All right, but let me get out of here, guys. I've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate you being here. Thank those of you that stuck around through the glitch. Hopefully that won't happen next week. We'll see. But with that, I'm going to say stay strong, keep prepping, and pray for the USA. I love every one of you. Thank you for being here. The Orlando Prepper is out.